Welcome to this new story, designed to help you learn English in an enjoyable and relaxed way. As you listen, you'll find simple words and easy sentences, perfect for anyone starting their English journey. But this isn't just any story. It's a journey about choices, challenges, and a bit of mystery. So sit back, listen carefully, and let yourself get lost in the adventure. The unexpected adventure. James was an ordinary man, living an ordinary life. He worked as a chef in a small restaurant in a busy city. Every day was almost the same. He would wake up early, go to the market, buy fresh ingredients, and spend hours cooking for his customers. He was happy with his life, or at least he thought he was. One evening, as he walked home, he noticed an old book lying on the sidewalk. The book looked worn out, with faded letters on the cover. Curiosity took over, and he picked it up. The title read, "Secrets of the Hidden World." James laughed a little. Who believes in this stuff? He thought. But as he flipped through the pages, a small note fell out. The note said, "Follow the map inside the book, and it will lead you to a place you've never seen before." Intrigued, James took the book home. That night, he stayed up reading. Inside, he found a map with strange markings and symbols. He couldn't stop thinking about it. Maybe this is the adventure I need, he thought to himself. For years, James had felt a slight emptiness, a need for something more. The next morning, without telling anyone, he packed a small bag, took the book, and followed the map. The directions led him out of the city and into the countryside. Fields, rivers, and quiet roads replaced the noise of the city. He felt free, almost as if he had escaped from a cage. After hours of walking, he came to a forest. The map pointed him inside. The trees were tall, and the air smelled fresh, but the path was unclear. As he moved deeper, he noticed strange symbols on some of the trees, matching the symbols in the book. He felt both excited and nervous. What could be waiting for him? As evening approached, James found a small cabin in the middle of the forest, just like the map had shown. The cabin looked abandoned, but a light was flickering inside. He took a deep breath and opened the door slowly. Inside the cabin, a cozy warmth greeted him. It felt strange, almost as if someone had been expecting him. There was an old wooden table in the center, with a single candle burning on it. Next to the candle lay a small key and a piece of paper with a single word written on it. Trust. James hesitated. What did trust mean in this situation? Trust who? Trust what? He glanced around the room, half expecting someone to appear. But he was alone, or so it seemed. Taking a closer look, he noticed a trapdoor beneath a dusty rug in the corner. He moved the rug aside, revealing the door, and tried the key on the lock. With a quiet click, it opened. A narrow staircase led downward, disappearing into darkness. He hesitated again. "Am I really doing this?" he whispered. Summoning his courage, James took the candle from the table and descended the stairs. The air grew cooler as he moved down, the flickering candle casting eerie shadows on the walls. Finally, he reached the bottom, where he found a large room filled with shelves and boxes, each marked with symbols similar to those he'd seen on the trees and in the book. As he explored, he found a collection of letters and old journals. They spoke of past explorers, each one writing about their journey into the unknown. They had all been led by the same book James now held, following the same map, and arriving at this exact room. Each entry was different, yet they all described one common feeling, a sense of purpose and peace they had never experienced before. James sat down, reading entry after entry, feeling connected to these strangers from the past. He realized that they, too, had sought something deeper in life. They had all come to this place, looking for answers to questions they had carried for years. Lost in thought, he almost didn't notice the faint sound of footsteps approaching from above. Someone else was here, descending the staircase. His heart raced as he wondered who, or what, might be joining him in this hidden room beneath the forest. James held his breath, his heart pounding as the footsteps grew louder. The shadows on the wall danced with each step, and he felt a strange mixture of fear and curiosity. Just as he was about to blow out his candle and hide, a figure appeared at the base of the staircase. It was an older woman, her face calm and eyes wise, as though she'd seen many things in her life. She held a similar candle and looked at James with a gentle smile. "You found it," she said softly, as if she had been waiting for him. James nodded, unsure what to say. Who was this woman? How did she know about this place? The woman stepped closer, holding out her hand. "My name is Margaret. I too followed the map many years ago. I came here searching just as you did." James shook her hand, feeling a sense of comfort in her presence. "What is this place?" he asked. Margaret looked around the room with a look of wonder. "This place is more than just a hidden cabin. It's a sanctuary, a place for those who feel lost or unsure of their path. For people who seek something greater, something beyond the ordinary." She motioned for James to sit, and they both lowered themselves to the floor. "Each person who comes here leaves a part of themselves," Margaret explained. "These letters, journals, and symbols, their memories, wisdom, and experiences left by travelers, each one adding to the mystery of this place. When I came here, I left my story behind, too." James listened carefully, feeling a deep connection to her words. "So, what am I supposed to do?" he asked, feeling more lost than ever. Margaret smiled. "The answer isn't in what you should do, but in what you want to find. Ask yourself what led you here. What is it that you're searching for?" James paused. It was a question he'd never truly asked himself. All he knew was that he had felt a pull, a need to escape the predictable routine of his life and to find something meaningful. "Maybe I'm looking for purpose," he said slowly. "Something that makes me feel alive. Something that I can hold on to when things feel meaningless." Margaret nodded. "Then perhaps you're closer to finding it than you think." She pointed to a small chest in the corner, one he hadn't noticed before. It was covered in dust, with an intricate pattern carved into its lid. "Open it," she encouraged. James hesitated, but his curiosity won. He knelt by the chest and lifted the lid. Inside, he found a small notebook, blank except for the first page, which read, "Your journey begins with the words you write." He looked back at Margaret, who gave him an understanding smile. "Each of us adds our own chapter to the story. This notebook is for you, James. Fill it with your journey, your discoveries, and the lessons you learn along the way." As he held the notebook in his hands, James felt a sense of peace he had never known. This journey was only beginning, but now he knew he wasn't alone. He looked up to thank Margaret, but the room was empty. She had vanished as quietly as she had arrived, leaving him alone with his thoughts, his notebook, and the beginning of a new chapter in his life. And so, James took his first step on a journey that would change his life forever. With the notebook in his hands, James knew that his life would never be the same. He had found something he didn't realize he was searching for. A purpose, a chance to write his own story, to leave a part of himself in the world. Leaving the cabin, he glanced back one last time, feeling grateful. As he walked through the forest and back toward the life he once thought he knew, he felt lighter, more alive than he had in years. From that day on, James kept his notebook close, filling its pages with experiences, dreams, and lessons learned. He continued his journey, knowing that he would one day return to the cabin and leave his own story behind for the next person to discover. And that's the story of James and his unexpected adventure. Sometimes, life brings us to places we never expected, and it's in those moments that we find out who we really are. Thank you for joining me on this journey. I hope you enjoyed the story and that it inspires you to look for your own little adventures in life. If you like this story and want more, don't forget to subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and share it with friends who also want to learn English. See you in the next story.